English opening, symmetrical, Fianchetto variation. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that Black got the better of. Both players had incredible precision in the endgame. In the English opening, White plays c4 to take control of the d5 square without sacrificing a central piece. This is a more patient opening. Nf6 develops the knight toward the center and controls the e4 square. The conflict for the e4 square is started with nc3, which controls d5. On the queen side, c5 occupies a space and has influence over d4. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. The bishop will be better off as a result of this. As a result, the bishop grows and gains flexibility on the long diagonal. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. This poses a threat to strike a knight. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. It is the last book move. This prepares the bishop for development. It is excellent. A pawn kicks the opposing knight, forcing it to move or risk being captured. It is ideal. The knight is now on a square that is more secure. It is quite good. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is quite good. This is not the right idea. It is an inaccuracy. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. It is quite good. Although the score was nearly equal, Black now holds the upper hand. It is incorrect. Initially, Black had the upper hand, but now the score is nearly equal. It is incorrect. This enables the adversary to disclose a bishop attack. It is incorrect. By doing this, a bishop moves out of its beginning square and into the action. That's good. This permits the opponent to reveal an attack on a bishop. It is an inaccuracy. By moving a rook from its starting square, this activates it. That's good. A rook enters the action after developing outside of its starting square as a result. It is quite good. This is a missed chance to expose a bishop attack. It is incorrect. There was only one good move there. This misses an opportunity to defend a pawn that was under attack. It is a mistake. The opposing bishop is kicked by a pawn, and must now move or be captured. It is best. This is an equal trade. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. This misses the chance to move a queen to safety. It is incorrect. Recaptures. It is ideal. When a rook retreats, this attack wins a tempo. It is quite good. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. That's a decent move. That's good. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is quite good. It is a fair deal after all captures. That's good. This is an equal trade. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. Thus, a pawn is lost. It is incorrect. That pawn was free for the taking. It is best. By growing a queen from its beginning square, this activates the queen. It is ideal. That's fine. It is good. This removes a pawn that was threatening to win material. This is the only good move. It is a great move. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. The pawn is now in a safe position. It is ideal. This move puts the pawn on a safer square. This threatens to create a passed pawn. It is excellent. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Backs off. A passing pawn could be promoted as a result of this. It is ideal. This defends the pawn that was attacked. It is ideal. This pushes a passed pawn. This threatens to take an outpost with a knight. It is best. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. The knight is now located at an outpost, a safe area inside the enemy's territory. It is ideal. This misses a chance to threaten a queen and gain a tempo. It is incorrect. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. A very strong play. It is excellent. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. It is best. The game was almost evenly matched, but white is now worse. It is incorrect. This moves the queen to safety. It is good. Although the score was nearly equal, black now holds the upper hand. It is incorrect. Although black lost their advantage, the game is still almost evenly matched. It is incorrect. This threatens to reveal an attack on a rook. It is a miss. This is an equal trade. This stops the opponent from being able to reveal an attack on a rook. It is best. This ignores a more effective technique to reclaim a piece. It is incorrect. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Backs off. White is losing because the endgame has begun. It is ideal. This takes an outpost, an active square where the bishop cannot be kicked out by a pawn. This is the only good move. It is a great move. Very precise. It is best. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. It is best. This move puts the queen on a safer square. It is best. A passing pawn could be promoted as a result of this. It is incorrect. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This is not the best. It is an inaccuracy. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This can indicate that a queen was attacked. It is incorrect. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This evades the check from the queen. It is forced. Very precise. It is best. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This poses a fork piece threat. It is ideal. This blocks an attack on a vulnerable pawn. This stops the opponent from being able to fork pieces. It is best. This pushes a passed pawn. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. It is excellent. It was a free pawn there. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This forks pieces by creating a simultaneous attack. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This moves away from the queen of checking. It is quite good. That bishop was free for the taking. It is excellent. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. That is a logical response. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. A solid choice. It is excellent. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. That's a decent move. That's good. Very precise. It is best. By moving it from the back rank, this activates the king in the endgame. It is ideal. This poses a fork piece threat. It is quite good. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This prevents the opponent from being able to fork pieces. It is excellent. A very strong play. It is excellent. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. This move puts the queen on a safer square. It is excellent. This steps away from the checking queen. It is best. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This avoids the queen's check. It is quite good. That is a logical response. It is quite good. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This steps away from the checking queen. It is forced. That's fine. It is good. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This steps away from the checking queen. It is best. This comes in several sections. It is ideal. This evades the check from the queen. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This turns the pawn into a passed pawn, which means no other pawn may oppose it as it advances. It is ideal. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. A solid choice. It is excellent. This steps away from the checking queen. It is forced. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This moves away from the queen of checking. It is quite good. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Very precise. It is best. That pawn was free for the taking. It is best. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. This suggests exchanging items of equivalent value. That's good. This is an equal trade. This is the only good move. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. A very strong play. It is excellent. This defends the attacked pawn. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This is the only good move. It is a great move. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Very precise. It is best. This is the only good move. It is a great move. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This poses the risk of producing a passed pawn. That's good. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. It is best. Recaptures. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that Black got the better of. Both players had incredible precision in the endgame. That was a free pawn. It is best. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. That game was pretty competitive. The opening was balanced. That was a well-fought middle game that Black got the better of. Both players had incredible precision in the endgame.